focus on my brake lights. Ain't turning back, now that I'm back on track, yeah. Take my word for it, put a couple bands on it. And I don't plan on letting people turn me, no. You can say what you want, I'ma keep pressing on. I can't go pop that thing like I'm feeling green, right? Talking to my past life, focus on my brake lights. Losing to my future now.
That's right, you are tuned in to Breaking the Silence.
Yes.
If you don't know, well, now you know.
Mm-hmm.
So, first of all, Shaitia, I already introduced her.
Yes, I introduced her now.
There you go. So, before everything else, we were going to introduce ourselves, but since we already did it, we want to welcome our newest viewers. Welcome to the show. Again, this is Breaking the Silence. And of course, yes, today is also going to be another exciting show for all of us, for all our viewers out there. Of course, Breaking the Silence has always something in store for you all. And first of all, before we break down our topics for today, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
And of course, this goes for you as well. Okay, are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, what's one health conversation women are finally having that you wish would have been normal years ago?
Well, just women's health in general is good because years ago they were not talking about women's health. But I would say like the importance of balancing hormones because it can be one little thing that can just throw you off a whack that before they will say like, oh, it's normal.
Yeah.
It's just how things are. You're just one of those women who don't have good luck. But now they're really doing the research into it.
Yeah, and yeah, I agree on that one. But also one specific topic, or maybe again about women's health, is perimenopause, before going to menopause. And I'm pretty sure you can all relate to that because sometimes you got some symptoms, but you're really not in the menopausal stages yet. So now more and more women are talking about it. So I'm really glad, and I hope more awareness come in the future as well. However, that's one question, but we have some topics for today, and of course we have a game later on. But one topic that we're going to be discussing today, it takes a village again. So we are in the season now, back to school, so we're going to be talking about that more later on. And of course we have two truths and a lie. So how well do we know each other, Shaitia? And how well do you know us? How well do you know us? Because sometimes maybe we guess it wrong, but then
You guessed
actually
right.
Exactly.
Yes.
However, there's another exciting thing about today.
Okay.
We actually have a guest in the show today, and this is Miss Natasha Wilson.
Hello,
welcome to the show,
welcome.
Miss Natasha. And of course, we are also going to ask you the question. Do you want me to repeat it? Yeah?
Well,
The health concern.
Yes.
What's one health conversation women are finally having that you wish would have been normal years ago?
self-care. And that's for
good.
mental and physical,
That's right.
both.
That's really good. Yeah,
Yes.
we've been also here in Breaking the Silence, you know.
Yeah.
We've also been talking about
Yes.
self-care and all of
Resting.
that. Resting, there you go. And
Yes.
yeah, don't feel guilty about it. You need to
Yes.
take care of yourself.
Right.
Like Miss Natasha said, go take care of yourself.
That's
But
right.
Miss Natasha Wilson is here right now today, but we are going to have her later on as well. She is the founder and CEO of COHAP Outreach Corporation. So Miss Natasha, we're welcoming you
Yes.
in the
Thank
show,
you. I
and
appreciate
we're
it.
glad to have a conversation with you later on. But right now, I know that's a lot for you to take it. However, I want you to have your notepads. Maybe you do have some questions for Miss Natasha. I want you right now to go on a quick break, and we'll be back.
Got a dream on the back burner? It's time to ignite that fire. Breaking the Silence brings you the tools and motivation you need to unleash your potential. Don't change that channel.
Everyone loves a champion. Someone whose performance puts them head and shoulders above the rest. But not all champions wear a medal or hoist a trophy. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, we see champions everywhere we look. In every sport, on every court, we're building a foundation to ensure all athletes are safe, supported, and strengthened. We believe abuse can be prevented by taking a hard look at how we coach, how we train, and how we interact after the last whistle. We have provided over 2 million safe sport trainings. At the U.S. Center for Safe Sport, ending abuse is not just our job. It's our promise.
Have you ever felt like your voice wasn't heard? Like your story, your experience, your truth, left unspoken? On Breaking the Silence, we believe every woman has a story worth telling. Be a guest. DM us at BreakingTheSilence_talk show. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation.
This year has brought on many changes. You took on new projects and learned to do it yourself, like mastering your favorite dish or learning how to change your oil. Turns out it was easier than you thought. Your green thumb may have grown, as did your herbs. Looking back, you mastered many projects, but one thing you may not have tackled is your health, even if you noticed something isn't right. Lung cancer is the leading cause of cancer death in the U.S. When caught early, the 5-year survival rate is almost 60%. But when caught late, it's only 6%. That's why it's important not to ignore common signs of lung cancer, like an unexplained cough or shortness of breath lasting more than 3 weeks. If you're at risk for lung cancer and have these symptoms, don't gloss over it. Do it for yourself and schedule a visit with your doctor today.
On Breaking the Silence, we aim to broaden your horizons on a variety of topics.
Grudges can lead to unforgiveness, and that has like a bigger problem at the end of it.
Beneficial advice you can use in your daily life.
Whether that's a good habit or a bad habit, the brain does not recognize if it's good or bad.
Let's explore today's topic together on Breaking the Silence.
We are back, and of course, we have Miss Natasha Wilson here with us today. But let's take a look at this question before we proceed. All right. When did raising kids become something families were expected to do alone? And this goes for us and for all our viewers as well, because as we see nowadays, it's back to school season, right? And sometimes, like, I would remember when I was younger, this was, a few years back, few years. But I would remember.
I want to say the age.
Yeah.
Just yesterday.
Just yesterday, but it was a whole lot different before. I would remember being so excited going back to school because we had this tradition as a family and my cousins and relatives. We would go to, shop and we would go to get like our books, right? Our new notebooks, pencils. And before we would wrap our books with this plastic cover so that it would not be, throughout the school year. It would not be messed up. So that really got me excited, But more than that, of course, looking forward to your friends, looking forward to seeing your favorite teachers, or looking forward to just having the new school year. However, now we see maybe a difference. I don't know if it's a whole lot difference, but kids becoming a little bit more overwhelmed and even parents getting overwhelmed back to school, So what do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I definitely think that even going back to school shopping is much harder today. I remember growing up, I would have maybe 7 to 8 things on the list, depending on what grade. Of course, once you got to the high school grades, you will have more stuff. But elementary would be so simple. And then it's when you see the list today, the list is maybe 2 pages long, right? They have box of tissue. They have hand sanitizer. They have all of these things. And if a mom has just one child, then it's okay, yeah, sure. But if that mom, my mom had 6 of us, so 6 kids with 2-page list, and you have to make sure to get everything, it just becomes so overwhelming. And even back then, we would go to the churches, we would go to the community centers. They always had back to school drives. They always would be okay, how many kids were great? And they had the book bags already ready for you. But today, you don't see those drives anymore. You don't really see a lot of people chipping in. And of course, you have teachers maybe doing more, and they're buying more, they're having extra just so that way that child who doesn't have, the teacher can provide for them.
Yeah. And for somebody who's you've been helping communities, neighborhoods, even families locally. So what have you been seeing that's familiar or maybe not as much anymore, compared to the other years?
I believe it's because of the financial stability. That's what's going on right now. in our environment. Right now, 2 adults have to work, because of the cost of living. So you got the mom and dad both working. Back then, mom stayed home. She was a housewife, what they call her, homemaker. She was able to be there with the kids and make things like it needs to be done for the children. But now things are so expensive, and then the list has got longer for school supplies. Now they're adding electronics. They need Chromebooks. And they're telling parents they got to pay insurance for it.
Yeah.
So that's an additional, yes.
Yeah, like Shirti was saying, like before it was just a simple list and now it's like an enormous list. You don't even know, like some parents don't even know what is this even for,
Yes.
And you won't even probably need it for the rest of the school year. Maybe just a month or 2 for you to learn. I don't know how the list is nowadays.
Yeah.
But even having that, for example, having that all covered and the parent was able to provide that for the kids, sometimes the kids are still not excited or wanted to look forward to school because of the environment. Maybe it was a bad experience last year, or maybe friends move, because sometimes that happens. Or maybe you're a new kid in the block, like, hey, I just moved, or this is my first school year with a completely new place, So how does that, how is it for us? Like, what do we do, right, for us, like adults, to make this kids to have like a safe space, a safe place, like at school,
Right.
Sorry. I think that it has to do with, again, the community, because it's like nowadays you don't see kids playing outside, right? So if there's a new kid that moved in over the summer, they don't know anybody in that neighborhood because the kids aren't really like playing outside. They're not knocking on the door anymore saying like, hey, can you come out? Can you play? So it's like they're going completely new into the school. And back in the day, it's like they will see kids, all the neighborhood kids will run over, or even if they're not running over, the kid will see them playing outside and they will run over, they'll make friends. But now it's like they don't have that ability to make friends. And as you were talking earlier, Ms. Natasha, you were saying how a lot of people are now working that used to be home.
Right.
So it's like, let's say my mom was a single parent. I had a neighbor who I can go to after school, or I had an after school program, but now the neighbors are working. So the parents are just leaving their kids maybe with electronics,
That's what
or the camera,
game.
right? Even like the camera, like they have the cameras and they're watching them from work. Okay, let me see what my child is doing. Let me talk to them. Let me do that. But that child isn't really bonding with anybody.
People are less social right now. And like you, I agree. Back then, all the kids would come together and they play hide and seek outside. That's what I remember back in the days. And but now everyone is inside playing video games, or they're on social media, and trying to see this big trend and doing pranks and all this stuff. So that's what's big right now. And that's the big difference.
And also because like now, I don't know if you've heard this growing up, don't talk to strangers, right?
Yeah. Stranger danger.
Stranger danger, that's right. But now it's such a big thing, right? But why are they still strangers? It's because again, with the connection, we did not have that time for our kids to be able to connect with them. So of course they don't know them. But if they were able to have that time to build that connection, play dates, in the summer, or at least getting to know the neighbors because what were you doing this summer, right? So maybe you didn't have like a whole plan to go out of the state or out of the country, but maybe just playing in the neighborhood. But maybe until now they don't even know who their neighbors are because, they didn't have that time of connection. So stranger danger is real for the kids. So I'm like, mom says, dad says, don't talk to strangers, even though they're next door neighbor, it's very dangerous.
And back then, I remember like that you would get in trouble by the neighbor. Like if you were caught doing anything, the neighbor would be
community whoopings.
Exactly. Like you would get in trouble, and then the neighbor will tell your mom, and then you get in trouble again. So you kind of see like the neighbors will see the kids misbehaving, and they will step in. They will have that discipline, like don't do that, don't talk to an adult like that. But then it's like today you're afraid because you don't know how the parent is going to react.
That's right.
Sometimes the adults see the child and they go to correct, and the parent's like, well, who are you to talk to my child like that? Who are you to correct? And in your mind, you're like, well, I'm just trying to help because I see where your child is going. So I think that's also like, where it's like you don't know anymore, like how you can do it. if it's even acceptable. So it's
Right.
like people are like, you know what, it's not my problem, so I'm just gonna stay out of it.
Right.
Yeah. And like, for example, teachers too. Because of course, school, right? So full of teachers, full of educators. But nowadays the teachers can't really say anything to the parent because again, they're rather listen to the child, especially for example, if they
Yes.
are causing the trouble or causing a mess, they call the parent. No, my child says something else. My child says
Exactly.
otherwise. So now even the teachers are kind of like hesitating. Do I really tell the parent about
Right.
what's going on? So even though it takes a village, but a lot of us are kind of like hesitant because
Right.
the parents like, I'm going to take it on myself. You know, I'm going to take on this responsibility. Although there are other people there that could be, you know, could help my child. But then again, you know, again, at the end of the day, it's my
Yeah.
responsibility.
And
Right.
I think that's why it's so important for us to like, if we can do something, to make an effort, right?
Right.
Like if we can donate something, to donate it. If we see a parent with child, we can say, hey, are you okay? I know back to school is coming
Right.
up. Do you have everything? Because it's like, it's easy for us to say like, oh, when we were younger, it was like this. But then what are we doing about it? Are we going to be
Making
the
a
ones
change,
to, exactly, to step up, to make a difference, to try? Because sometimes people, they don't know who they can go to because maybe they've asked for help and no one was there to help them. So now they're scarred. So if you're like, okay, hey, do you need help? Do you need something? If you ever need to travel or if you work, I see you work a lot, I can watch the kids, you know, just to
Right.
make that effort so that way, if they need help, they know that they have someone that they can depend on.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of parents struggling, not just buying school supplies, backpacks, but tennis shoes, socks, undergarments, much more. And it's a lot. It's a long list. And if you got more than one child, that's more kids you have to take care of. And it's worse if it's a baby. The childcare service is expensive. So, but yeah, I see that shift right now, what's going on right now within the economy because of the inflation and a lot of budget cuts. So that's why you don't see a lot of after-school programs like it used to be. So hopefully next administration or this administration will change and add that on their agenda so they can have more after-school programs and help out the parents and kind of relieve that, you know, make sure they're in a safe environment after school.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Right.
And those small acts of kindness make so much of a difference. You know,
Right.
for example, your nonprofit organization, although we're going to talk about it later, but like you have so much services it's doing for the
Right.
community. And just for example, those who are watching, they can volunteer their services, right?
Yes.
Or even maybe, like Shretia said, donate some of the things that, you know, the kids, they've grown out of the clothes
Or
or
the
maybe even
shoes.
shoes,
Yes.
as you said. So even that is already, it's very tiny, it's very small. It's not something big or grand, but it's helping the community,
Exactly.
especially
Right.
for those who don't have anything, you know. And later on, we're gonna dive deep into the services that you have. But right now, we're showing this is your website, right? And
Yes.
you do have a lot of services that you do offer. And we actually have the back to school event
coming up,
right?
yes,
So
that's
can
it
you
right there.
say something about that? Although later on, again, we're gonna dive deeper into that.
Right.
But what's the event about?
It's our annual Back to School Bash Festival, but it's a job fair included. To
that's
me, it makes sense. The parents is there already getting the backpack school supplies. Kids are getting a free haircuts. But would it be very wonderful for parents to say, I walked out with a backpack, but with a job as well?
Yeah.
That's, oh my gosh, that touched my heart.
It's a win-win.
Yes, and not only that though, we're gonna have like interview skills training for the parents, resume. They're gonna have someone look over their resume, stuff like that. So it's gonna be great. Great.
Yeah.
And mental health is very important to me. So we'll discuss later on
Yeah.
in the discussion on that. But yes.
Yeah, you did mention self-care, so
Yes,
I'm pretty sure that you're
self-care.
big on that as
Yes.
well. And yeah, it takes a lot for the parents and for the kids. So again, when the kids are benefiting and the parents are benefiting, again, it's a win-win
Win-win,
situation.
yes, yes it is.
Because imagine if the kids are the only one, but then the parents are still going through stuff. Okay, I was able to provide for my kids because of the community, but I'm still gonna think about like the job, or I'm
Yeah.
still gonna provide for the whole school
Still
year.
struggling, food on the table, and the cost of food is high, and people's having problems. There's a lot of people got their food stamps cut.
Yeah.
So they're struggling on buying food. It's just a lot going on. Even gas went up.
Yeah.
So they're thinking about a lot of things right now.
Yeah. So it's really important for self-care.
Yes,
it's important,
it is.
more than, of course, material things to
Exactly.
provide that,
Right.
like, mental refresh
Yes.
for the parents to be able to unload, because again,
That's correct.
it's
Yeah.
very important.
And
for
I
them.
think that's the important thing is not only that we're focusing on the children, but we're also
Parents.
focusing on
Yeah.
the parents.
Yes.
Because as we said, it needs to be a stable household, a
That's
stable
right.
environment for the child to be able to flourish. They can have all the economic or the things
Right.
that they need, but if they see their mom is not okay, then they're gonna carry that stress with them in the
Right.
future.
Right.
And the conversation is just going to keep on going. However, if you have any other questions, of course, for Ms. Natasha, we're going to dive into that later on. But right now, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back.
Laugh, learn, and love with Breaking the Silence. We'll be right back.
Hungry for something real? Not fast food. Soul food. Welcome to the Soul Food Podcast with Bishop Joshua. This is where truth is served. Truth that strengthens your faith and sustains you through real life. Bible-based messages that are practical, relatable, and meet you right where you are.
If you have a physical enemy, you know how to fight. But once the enemy is invisible, only the power of God.
No hype, no gimmicks. Just real spiritual nourishment for everyday living. Streaming now on all major platforms. Come hungry, leave nourished. Because when your faith is fed, it can't be defeated.
Overcoming challenges to embracing triumphs. Get ready for laughter, inspiration, and the unbreakable spirit of women. Breaking the Silence. It's your time to shine. Begins now.
All right, so we're going to do a little game before we continue our conversation with Ms. Natasha.
Yes.
And this game is 2 truths and a lie. So we are going to have 3 statements, and then each one of us, we are going to choose
Which is the
one.
lie.
The lie, yes.
Yes.
Which one is the lie? All right, and the first one, the category is everyday first. So first time experiences.
Okay.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes.
Are you ready?
Kind of.
Okay. All right. So let's take a look. Okay, this is mine. Okay, so let me read it. Number 1. My first time in another country was when I was 15. Okay. Number 2. I visited 100 islands for the first time in 2 days. Or number 3. I rode a horse for the first time on a family trip.
Okay, so I believe number 1 is the truth because you was in Philippines for a while.
Okay.
And I don't know how many islands the Philippines actually have, but I do know that they have a lot of like little
Okay.
tiny ones.
All
But the
right.
question is it 100 of them?
Okay.
And then I rode a horse for the first time on a family trip. I don't know if you would ride a horse, but you are kind of adventurous. But I don't think it was a family trip. So I'm going to say that the lie, but is it 100 islands in the Philippines? I should have done more research
That's
on
why-
her country, y'all.
See, that's why you gotta make it harder, because you gotta make it interesting
I
and
should have done
mysterious.
more research. Okay, so I'm gonna stick with number 3. Watch it be like number 1. It's just gonna be because I completely throw me off. I'm gonna say number 3. I'm
you
gonna say
sure?
number 3 is the lie. Yes.
That's the final answer.
Yes.
Like final.
yes. Final
one.
is number 3 is
Number
the lie.
3. Okay. Drum roll. Dun, 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 dun. Wrong.
is it number one?
It's number one.
I told y'all. You see, I tell y'all. If y'all watch BTS, y'all know that I'm always like, I don't go with my gut.
You see, you should have gone with your gut.
I said it.
You should have gone with your gut. Although, yes, I did. And like, I was in the Philippines for, I think I was 18. So 19.
I knew it was
I was 19 in a different country. So it was not 15. I changed that. But the other ones, the number 2 was 100 Islands. That was the name of the resort.
Oh.
But also, it is 100 islands. So they're like small islands, and then you could do like you would ride a boat or a boat, and then you would tour in each one of them. But you're just not like able to kind of like, land on them because they're very small. But they're 100 islands. And then number 3, yes, I rode on a horse for the first time on a family trip. So yeah. You see? I got her. I tricked her. I was able to. You know?
See, you have to go with your. I told you I don't listen to my gut time and time again, and I should listen to it. Okay.
Well, let's see if I take on this one.
Let's see if you know me.
Okay.
Next
All right.
one.
Yours.
So it says, my first day of high school, they thought that I went to the elementary school next door. So they thought that I was supposed to be in elementary school when I was in high school. Number 2, my first day of summer camp, I was so scared and I cried to go home. And number 3, my first day of cheerleading practice, they tossed me in the air.
Okay, let me read it again. My first day of high school, they thought
I was supposed to be in elementary
school.
school.
Because maybe of your height. And number 2, my first day of summer camp, I was scared and I cried. I think no. I think that you're okay with that. Number 3, cheerleading. They tossed me in the air. I think that's true. Let me see. It's either 1 or 2 for me, but I think number 1 is truth. So I will go with number 2 as a lie.
Okay, is that your final answer?
Hold on. Let me see. Number 2. No. Yes, number 2 is a lie.
Okay, drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun.
Okay, number 2 is the
lie. You see?
It is the lie.
Yes.
So my first day of high school, I got because we take the school bus. So some random high schooler came up to me. It's like, did you get on the wrong bus? And I'm like, no. And they're like, the elementary school is next door. I'm like, no, I'm really in high school. Like, I'm
high school,
really,
okay?
really
just
in
don't look
school.
at my face in my high, but I'm in high school.
And my summer camp, the only reason why I did not cry, because I was really shy when I was younger. Only reason why I didn't cry was because I literally went with my whole family. So we all was there.
Why.
All of the siblings was there. So if I would have went home, I would have been all by myself. And yes, in cheerleading practice, I was like the tosser. So from the first moment they saw me, they was like, yeah, she's gonna be
she's light and
fly girl and throw her in the
air.
air. So that's all that I did during cheerleading.
Oh, wow. Okay, you spent a lot of time in the air.
Yes.
All right. Okay, but we actually have a next round.
Yes, we
Okay,
do.
so maybe you can redeem yourself in this one. Okay?
Oh, let's
All
see.
right, let's take a look. Okay, our next round. Okay, so this is mine again. Number 1, my husband prepared dinner for me on my birthday night. Number 2, we walked in the park and ate ice cream. Or number 3, we watched the sunset at the beach. So which one is the lie? Dun,
Okay,
dun, dun,
so I'm trying to
dun.
remember where you've been,
Dun,
because to see if you will actually go to the beach. I feel like your husband would prepare dinner for you. He seems like the type of person. I'm gonna say number 3 is the lie.
Number 3 is a lie?
Yes.
You really think so?
Yeah, even though you love the beach, I'm gonna stick with it being a lie.
Okay, so
Okay,
drum
ready?
roll.
Dun, 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 dun.
Yes, number 3 is the lie. And you did redeem yourself this time. Yes, number 1 is true. Yeah, he can be a little romantic sometimes. So he did prepare that one time. But still, it counts. And then, of course, the park and the ice cream, that's a given. And number 3, although I really love the beach, but we didn't really have like that time.
Yeah,
so,
that's what I figured. You don't have that time.
All right.
So
Your
now
turn.
my turn.
Okay.
Can you be 2 for 2?
Let's see.
Okay, so It is a rule. I can buy whatever I want at the movies. I don't like going to restaurants for a date. And we pick new places. We will go randomly from a bowl. So this is my date night routine.
Okay.
Which one you think is the lie?
I think number one is true. So I'm stuck with 2 and 3. But from a bowl, that sounds like a lie. But okay, I don't like going out to restaurants for a date. I think no, hold on. Now it's 2 or 3. But then it could be tricky from a bowl okay, I'm gonna stick with number 2.
Number 2 is the lie.
Yeah.
Okay. You sure?
Yes.
Positive?
Yes.
Okay, drum roll.
Dun, 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 dun.
The lie is number 3.
I knew it was the bowl.
I don't like to go to restaurants because I talk, and because I talk so much, I don't eat. I have that rule where you can't talk and eat. Thanks, Mom. So I just talk the whole time and I never eat my food. So I figure let's do something else where I can be distracted and not have to talk the whole time. I used to pick it from a bowl, but when you've been in a place long enough, there's nothing new, really.
Yeah, it's almost all the same thing. Well, we're 1-1, so that makes a tie.
Exactly.
All right, well, at least we got to know a little bit of each other more, and you as well. However, the icebreaker is finished. We're going to go on a quick break, and we're going to continue our conversation with Miss Natasha.
Hear from strong women who are crushing their goals, overcoming challenges, and living their best lives. You won't want to miss a single empowering minute. Stay tuned and join the movement.
Being your best isn't just about taking care of your body.
It's about taking care of your mind and mental health.
Find the resources you need
to make your mental health a priority.
Love your mind.
Feeling stretched too thin? Overwhelmed by commitments? Breaking the silence reminds you that your time and energy are precious. Step 1. Identify your priorities. What truly matters to you? Focus on those. Step 2. Practice the pause. Before saying yes, take a breath and consider the impact on your well-being. Step 3. Deliver with confidence. A simple, direct, no, thank you, is often enough. Your boundaries matter. Don't let obligations silence your needs. Find your voice, break the silence, and join the conversation. Tune in to Breaking the Silence weekdays on ULFN.
One of the topics for today, because we can be a little petty.
Not a little? I don't think a little.
Visit watch.ulfn.org for tips on reclaiming your time and embracing your authentic self. Sometimes, all it takes is a conversation.
Explore the road to success with inspiring guests, motivational tips to change your life for the better, and entrepreneurs advertising their business. Now, today's guest.
All right, we are going to keep the conversation going by having Miss Natasha Wilson again back on the couch with us. So, Miss Natasha Wilson, you are the founder and CEO of COHAP Outreach Corporation, right?
Yes.
So, first question for you. What inspired you to actually create this nonprofit organization?
Oh, I do want to say that COHAP stands for Chance of Hope and Prosperity. And because it's all about giving hope, giving people chances. And prosperity is to break financial generation curses, the barriers that everyone that struggle. So that's important to me. Growing up with my family, we grew up in poverty, and my mother was a domestic violence survivor. I also come from a military family background, so I've seen a lot. Father was incarcerated, younger brother got incarcerated. So I saw a lot of things that was going on. And I said, you know what, there's some changes that needs to be done. You know, I also experienced homelessness before. So the organization served the homeless community as well the low income. So a lot of our clients are like veterans, domestic violence survivors, young adults aged out of foster care, and those formerly incarcerated, which is even juvenile and adult. And I base that by the experiences I went through in life. And we teach them, we have wraparound services, you know, from them teaching them financial literacy, how to repair their own credit so they don't have to go through a scam company. Also how to get credit cards, how to manage those credit cards. You know, financial literacy is very important. Budgeting tips, also investments as well. We also partner with Houston City College. So they could go back to school, get their GED, or they could go and get a vocation technology certification. That can lead to a associate's degree. And then we also partner with Coalition for the Homeless. So we do those intakes, hear those stories, you know, and make sure we get them into an affordable home that they need to be in. And mental health is important. So we are partnered with 2 counseling offices that helps with that for anyone struggling with PTSD. And I know earlier was talking about children with childhood trauma. We need to have those discussions.
And you know, so much that
that was a lot. I was like, that's good.
I literally had to stop. It was boring, but I stopped.
No, it's not boring. It's so interesting because, you know, a lot of people, it's like a one-stop shop, right? Because for a lot of people, they have these little things and they go to one place. Maybe they go to somewhere that can teach them financial literacy, but they don't know how to deal with the childhood trauma that caused them. You know, they grew up seeing like poverty and they think like this is all that I will do because this is all my family would do. So it's so interesting that you have all of those things because a person can literally go and get all of the treatment that they need. But what goes in? Because, okay, on the outside looking in, we're just like, man, that's a lot. So what is something that someone like goes into organizing that people don't see or they don't know?
Oh, it's a lot. You have to be a people person, for one. You have to have the passion. You have to have the love in what you do. And you have to go with the mission itself. And what I learned is relationships is important. Collaborating with other organizations, partnering. And like we say, take a village. Our organization cannot do it alone. I cannot do it alone. So take multiple different organizations, corporations come together, churches as well. And we just make things success. Because we need each other.
And when the kids see or the children see that community is part of that, like, you know, it takes a village to actually raise children. So how does that, do you think, impact them and the whole family itself?
What I was saying earlier about the financial breakthroughs, that what helps. Children look up to their parents. And they're the stepping stool really on how they're going to see life on the vision. And a lot of times when a child is in a home, it could be abuse going on. It could be, like you said earlier, poverty. When they see the parent got their stuff together, it helps the child, you know, to make sure they don't make the same mistakes as well. And that's what I see. If everyone comes together and the parents involved, grandparents involved, they see the teachers involved, churches, that gives them hope. Stability, that's a foundation. Love goes a long way. And a lot of these children are going towards drugs. They don't want to talk about that. That's another issue going on with the schools. So they won't go to the school. They won't go deal with the drugs. They won't deal with the gangs that's out there if they have that family love structure and that community coming together.
Because, you know, gangs for some people is a family, right?
It is. Well, that's how it started, was family, because they was lacking of that. You know, they had they called it the crack era. They had that going on as well. So then the prison population, you know,
skyrocketed.
And it's still bad. So when the fathers was taken from the homes and when jobs was taken from the neighborhoods, they start going towards drugs and alcohol and dealing with the gangs. because they want to feel like they belong somewhere. Everyone want to feel like they belong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And what's something as we were talking about like back to school, and we were talking about like parents, for it's important for the kids to see like their parents thriving, their
Right.
parents successful. What's something that even if this parent is like, I'm still struggling, I'm still trying to get there, what's something that you would say to this parent right now to at least hope their child as they're getting back to school? Maybe they don't have everything together,
Right.
but what is something that maybe they can do or something that they can say to kind of show that support to that child?
I think a lot of it is that as parents, I won't say ego, we ashamed when we're struggling, going through things. And they don't want to ask for the help. And there's nothing wrong to ask for help. Tell the church. You can go to the school and talk to the principal. The counselors at the school know a lot of resources. And let them know, look, I need help with this. And no matter if it's a backpack, school supply, food, whatever, there's 211 out there. There's organizations that really want to help people that's in the need. Just that they don't know where they're at. And that's why we do things like this. We promote, we tell people, we're on social media. Just do a Google, nearby organizations that can help with school supplies or food or counseling sessions. And there's programs out there for you.
Yeah. You've mentioned about the financial
Yes.
stress, right, in the families. But let's say besides the financial stress that families are facing, like whenever you have families all together, what are the biggest challenges that parents usually talk to you about besides the financial part?
Financial. A lot of people are struggling with family members that's suffering with mental health issues. We don't talk about that here in the country, period. No one wants to talk about it. It's like they just want to just brush it up under the rug. And they're dealing with children, not just with ADHD, they got autism's on the roof, skyrocketing, bipolar, depression. Depression is really bad with children. They don't talk about the suicide rate among children. We need to do better as a community to bring awareness to it. And that's a lot that I'm hearing is that a lot of them is going through abuse. I deal with women, domestic violence survivors on a daily basis that's fleeing, going from state to state, city to city to get away from their abuser. And they with their children. And they have nowhere to go. And they left with the clothes on their back. And that's what a lot of what I'm hearing that parents are saying they're going through is that right now.
And as we were talking earlier about the event that you're having, the back to school and the job fair.
Yes.
What is one story that happened in me? Because you've been doing it for a while. It's not new for you. What's one story that you remember that it sticks with you even till today from one of your previous events?
Yes. For my previous events, I'm also the city leader for Operation Turkey, which we actually give Thanksgiving meals. We deliver them to the people's front door. And I remember I received an email. We had closed out, already had our numbers up for meals that was requested. But I received an email and it stuck to me. And it was a lady, she sent an email. She said, I heard you over the radio and I'm letting you know that I went in to request a meal, but it was closed. And she explained to me her situation in the email. And it really touched me. It reminded me of my mother experience and what I grew up. And what she did not know is that I added her address. She had her address. I'm just letting you know, this is my address. I'm not thinking I'm gonna get anything, but I went ahead and added her and her family to get a meal. So when they went to her home, I wasn't there, but it came back to me. When they went to her home to give her meal, she started crying, they said. She said, the neighbor just brought me 2 canned goods. They were sitting on the floor. She was fleeing from domestic violence situation. And she said, I was going to open up these 2 canned goods and just feed the 3 kids and not go without food. But we literally brought them a fully cooked meal. Fully cooked meal. And she said, she told them this is our first meal. To me, things like that touches my heart. Because that gave her hope. And we don't just provide meals, we do hygiene kits, resources, we put a lot of materials in it and everything so that she can know where to go to. Well, each person can know where to go to for additional help. And that say, you know what? She was surprised though, because she said, I didn't even know y'all was coming.
Yeah.
That touches me right there.
Yeah, and you mentioned that, like, like with just that simple meal
Right.
for us, it's something like, okay, we do every single
Right.
year, right? We gather with our family members, and it's not like something that as touching as she received that,
Right.
right? So that makes us like do more, right?
Correct.
Like even give our services. But there are people like would want to volunteer their services,
Yes.
or maybe wanted to donate, but then maybe some of them they're like, okay, I'm not really somebody who has like financial resources.
Right.
However, they can still volunteer.
Oh,
right?
yes.
In your organization, they can still volunteer their services.
Yes, we get a lot of students, interns from college that volunteer. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities throughout the organization. And also about the events that we do, like our upcoming annual Back to School Festival, they could volunteer for that. We need people to help put backpacks, assemble bags together, put the hygiene kits together, setting up tables and stuff like that. So we really need help on that, on volunteers. And if it's not just that, if they want to sponsor a child, 12 kids could go to school for this $142. That's 12 backpacks, 12 school supplies for $142. It's amazing. And so you're basically paying $11.90 per child. We're going to be at the Texas Southern University. We're going to be at the Health and Physical Education Building. And it's the address there is 3000 Wheeler Avenue. That's somebody told me one time, it sounded like you say Wheeler. So I'm going to say Wheeler. Wheeler. This is a free event, y'all. It's a free event. Please come out. We're doing backpacks, school supplies, hygiene kits. Houston Dynamo has partnered with us. We got so many in children activities, mascots. We have a band performing, many activities. I'm telling you, it is so much. Haircuts, hair braiding for the young girls, socks as well. And we're just gonna have a good time. Cotton candy, popcorn, snow cones, all the concession food.
Yeah.
And, you can come and volunteer, want to sponsor. If you want to partner with us, we do this every year. We welcome you as a family. Come and partner with us and collaborate with us. And you can go to our website, which is at www.COHAPOutreachCorporation.org. We're on every social media platform from Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, YouTube, Twitter. We're everywhere. You will find us. Please just reach out to us. We need your help. Our phone number, now, if you need assistance, please give us a call or go to our website to request assistance. Our phone number is 1-888-264-2799. That's 1-888-264-2799.
That's really great. And when is this event going to be again?
This again is August the 8th. Next is on a Saturday, August the 8th. And we're going to be at the Texas Southern University from noon to 3 p.m. Now, if you want to volunteer, we're looking for volunteers to be there on the 6th, August the 6th, on the 7th, and on the 8th as well. Because we got to prep, get things together.
Do they need to sign up, call you?
Yes, so go to our website. Yes, go to our website to register. If you go on our website, on the tab, it will say how we could help. And underneath that tab, it will say volunteer for events. And you just register there. We're also on Eventbrite. You can get your free ticket to get your school supplies on Eventbrite. Or you could also want to register as a volunteer. You can go on Eventbrite as well. So we got different platforms. And we also use Houston Volunteer as well. So if you part of that group, we're just basically everywhere.
Yeah, that's great.
Yes.
That is really great. And if this child or this parent want to go to the event, they can just walk in, or they need to again call, or
oh no, you can just show up. You can register, get a ticket. That's fine. That just let us know like the number, how many coming. But you could just show up. We're gonna have a Q&A. We're gonna have a mental health panel. Anyway, we're gonna have 3 different categories. We're gonna have a man point of view, a woman point of view, and a child point of view. We're gonna have the G Boys that they created their own organization called the Box Out Bullying Foundation. So they're gonna be there to hear all the questions from the teenagers. Talk about peer pressure, depression, and you can ask any question you want. So. And like I said, I'm really thinking things into depth. We're going to have people that's going to hire on the jobs on the spot. Bring your resumes. We're going to have Workforce Solution out there that's going to teach people how to do a resume, how your resume should look like, how you should be prepared for interviewing. So we're going to have a lot of information there.
And you mentioned people are going to hire on the spot.
Yes, there's going to be jobs there.
Really quick, what kind of jobs can a person be looking forward to?
So we have HVAC, plumbing, construction, got medical field as well, fabrication, forklift truck drivers. We have a law firm going to be there that's looking for people that's just graduated from law school that are looking for that position, or paralegal or assistant. We have so many different ones of the, so many different trades going to be there. And I really thought about that too, because everybody's in different levels.
Yeah.
So I thought about ones that just got a vocational certificate and someone that has a degree. I thought of all that. We're going to have a mixture.
Yeah.
A mixture.
All right.
And second chance jobs. That's important. I forgot to say that.
Okay.
So if you've been formerly incarcerated, don't worry. You could get a job there if you have a hard time finding one.
That's great. So they don't need to a resume or anything like that if they don't have one, if they don't know how to write one.
Right, yeah, they'll be trained to do that too. They're going to teach them.
That's really great. I mean, I'm interested to go. I would go, hey, you got, this is an annual, right? So it's one time in a year.
Yeah, we do this annually. Yes. And we get bigger and bigger every year.
Because it sounds really interesting and so many things, not only for the kids, but you got it for everyone else in the family, So yeah, it's definitely a win-win situation. However, Ms. Natasha, we thank you so much for sharing this with us, for sharing it with our viewers. And I'm sure this back-to-school event is going to help a lot of kids and also families. However, right now, viewers, if you do want to reach out, she gave out all the information, but also you can take a look at it in our Instagram page. But right now, we're going to go on a quick break and we'll be back.
Breaking the silence. Sometimes all it takes is a conversation. We're talking career hacks, relationship advice, and the tools to build an amazing life. Keep it here.
Adding your own flavor to fashion comes with age.
Okay, Dad, look at you.
Forgetting how to add doesn't. Learn the warning signs of Alzheimer's. Some things come with age, some others don't.
Welcome to the beautiful islands of Hawaii. The Universal Church can be found all across the United States. In the heart of Oahu lies Honolulu, the vibrant capital of Hawaii. Home to the only royal palace in the United States and the historic USS Arizona Memorial at Pearl Harbor, Honolulu is where history and culture meet. Visit us at 1128 Smith Street, Honolulu, Hawaii, 96817. Just a short drive away is Waipahu. Waipahu is a lively and diverse community. You can find us at 94-307 Farrington Highway, Suite W1, Waipahu, Hawaii, 96797. And on the Big Island, discover Hilo, a tropical haven known for its lush rainforest. Visit our location at 750 Kanolahua Avenue, Suite 103, Hilo, Hawaii, 96720. From Honolulu to Waipahu and all the way to Hilo, wherever you are in Hawaii, you can find a Universal Church ready to welcome you.
Again, we want to thank Ms. Natasha Wilson for that great conversation. Yes. And also, we want to also let you know that she does have a scholarship raffle on the event. So make sure that
if you're a senior in high school, you're about to get ready for college, you can definitely enter the raffle. And there will be gifts as well, raffle gifts. So you definitely don't want to miss all of the freebies, all of the resources, everything that they have to offer you.
Yes, and if you miss all those information, well, you can scan this QR code and you'll be able to find her information there. Breaking the Silence _talk show. And you can DM, you can send your opinions, your suggestions, or anything, maybe even topics that you want us to talk about in the show. However, Shaitia, we're run out of time and viewers as well. It's sad to say that. However, we're going to come back later on at a later time, maybe tomorrow. All right, we're going to have to say goodbye. Bye-bye. Bye.